Tracy Morgan.
This is the coolest.
Tracy Morgan just walking in.
Yes, my grandfather would have loved this right here, bros. Yes, you can fart in here and everything.
Well, we would try to discourage you from farting in here.
No, with me, we're guys. This is what happens.
Do you have a man? Tracy Morgan is with
Do
us.
I get cans?
Do you want
cans?
cans? Right here. There's cans right there.
Oh, okay. I don't want to be left out.
All
You know,
right.
I spent my whole life trying to be accepted. Okay.
Can you guys help Trace with his headphones here?
Because I'm not into mechanics, you know, electronics and stuff. This is stuck over here.
Yeah. All right. We'll get somebody. Some of
Darren
our best
Patrick,
people on.
holla at me.
Holla.
Yeah, I went to Boys and Girls High School.
What do you think?
You went there with Pearl.
Yeah, I was there with Pearl. I was the shooting guard with Pearl Washington.
Yeah.
There we go. Seton, thank you for hooking up Tracy there.
Pleasure to
How's
be
that?
here,
Good?
Dan. Yeah,
it's good to see you, man.
Yes.
Good to see you. What do you think of the man cave?
I dig it, man. All you need is the fish tank. Where's the shark tank? Where's the shark tank?
Do you have a man cave at home?
I have a man cave at home. I have a 20-foot, 33,000-gallon shark tank in it.
Well, what else you got?
I got a snake in there, and I have a reef tank in there, and I have my big screen TV, and that's where I go to write my material, and that's where I go to hang out with my dudes and watch NFL Sunday and the Knicks play and everything, and the Yankees and all that. So.
But there's so many episodes on 30 Rock that you guys have. It's sports-related themes.
Right.
Who?
I was happy for that, you know.
But when they push that, who's pushing the sports-related theme for 30 Rock?
I guess the writers, some of them are into sports and stuff like that. You know, when we were on Saturday Night Live towards the 80s and the 90s, you had a lot of sports figures on Saturday Night Live. And when I got there, a lot of them didn't show up. You know, a lot of them, I mean, Shaq, I did a scene with Shaq, but we didn't have many sports people on Saturday Night Live at that time when I was there.
But when you did 30 Rock, with, you know, the episodes are winding. When's the last episode?
The last episode was last night.
Oh, it was?
The series finale was last night.
How emotional when you shot?
This is the last scene of me and Liz Lemon right here when she says goodbye to me and I say goodbye to her. And because the pilot, we met in the strip club. That's where we first met, so we left off in the strip club.
But is it smart?
Dark Sensations.
Is it smart to end? How smart to end it when you're still?
Well, that would be a question for Tina Fey and Lauren Michaels. I guess she decided she's a mom now, and she has 2 daughters, and she wanted to spend a little bit more time with her family, I guess. But that would be a question for the ending, the beginning. That would be a Tina Fey question. I was just enjoying being there and being a part of that magnificent cast, and looking forward to Nick at Night and you know, the 30 Rock Marathon on Thanksgiving by following the honeymooners, and you know, and Twilight Zone and Nick at Night and all of those things. That's what I look forward to.
Favorite sports themed episode on 30 Rock was what?
I forget. It was so long ago. I forget. I don't know. I forgot.
Favorite episode all time?
I don't want to leave. All 7 seasons were great, but I have the most fun doing the Gladys Night episode. It was like us doing a musical. It was the 30 Rock Glee, you know, and we were all dancing, and I got these 2 big dudes dancing with me, and it's just funny to see those big guys moving around like that, maneuvering.
But if you're shooting 30 Rock and Saturday Night Live,
right,
the difference, the feel in the building.
Saturday Night Live was late night. It was a variety show. You know, you had your own entity. You did your own writing. 30 Rock was prime time. You know, that's your gig. You're doing this character. You know, you're on at 8:30, 9:30. It's a different thing. It's a show. And, you know, it's where Saturday Night Live was a variety show, and it knew what it could do for your career in 30 seconds.
Who was your favorite guy on Saturday Night Live?
My favorite guy?
Yeah, growing up.
I got to say Eddie.
But how
Eddie
much of an
changed the
influence?
game.
Yeah.
Eddie changed the game. But then again, I watched it in 1975 when it premiered. So, you know, I love cheeseburger. I love cheeseburger. I love, you know, Fred Garvin, male prostitute. I love Fred Garvin. And then you got to look at Richard Pryor when he was on there, you know.
Did you ever meet Richard Pryor?
I met Richard Pryor towards the end. In L.A., I was doing the Martin Lawrence show, and I went to the Comedy Store, and Richard was in there, and he was in the wheelchair, and I got his autograph, man, and I kept it in my wallet for about a good 11, 12 years. And then I had a fire in my apartment when I lived in Trump. I was on 30 Rock, maybe my second, third, and it was a big thing, and I think it got lost in the damage.
What role do you play in comedians coming up who see you as you saw Richard Pryor or Eddie?
I don't know. I'm a.
Do you feel like though you have that obligation there that you're?
Well, I want to be like Grant Hill. I want to keep the integrity and the dignity in this game. Right? Don't steal material and all that stuff. And if you have to, do it from the greatest. I took from Richard Pryor. I didn't take his technique or his material, but I took his technique. I could say that. Work on your technique. You can have all the talent in the world, but you have to have technique, and that's what I try to put out there. I don't know anything the young stand-ups coming up. I'm just trying to perform and do the best that I can, and hopefully they'll take something from that.
Do you have a go-to Richard Pryor joke or Eddie Murphy
that I look at?
Yeah.
With Richard, it was like, with Eddie, it was like, those guys heard voices, So I guess what you guys feel about Eddie and Richard, that's what I feel. You can't pinpoint nothing to those guys. Those guys were artists. So I'm just staying with the art and being true to what I do. I don't talk about things that I don't know about. I've been having sex since I was 8 years old, so that's what I talk about on stage. Pleasure.
8?
Yes, 8. I had my first child at 10. You didn't know in the ghetto we use sex as a sedative? It eases the pain of poverty. You broke, I'm broke. Let's go half on a baby. You can't get food stamps from a puppy. It's cute, but they won't give you food stamps. That's just where I come from. I talk about where I come from,
But growing up, though, sports arguments in your neighborhood? What was it over?
Listen, go to the barbershop. Any barbershop. You go to an Italian barbershop. That's what it is, man. And that's what's the great thing about you guys, man. We debate. Everybody gets, an opinion on what's going down in sports, who's the greatest. I'd love to start arguments. I will come out of nowhere, a full barbershop. I would say Bill Cartwright is the greatest center of all time. Just to start that debate. Somebody has to. It's too quiet in this barber shop. Michael Ray Richardson was the greatest point guard. The greatest point guard. Trent Tucker was the greatest. Rory Sparrow. I'm throwing the names.
Yeah, but you got to have a legitimate argument,
what was his
Tracy.
name that played for the Nets? Like they said he was the dumbest guy. What was his name? Played for the Nets. Bavoit, something like.
Oh, Benoit Benjamin.
Benoit Benjamin is the greatest. And he's my biological father.
Didn't you?
Benoit Benjamin, where you at, Daddy?
But didn't Benoit?
You said you was going to the store for bread, then I see you playing pro ball. You never came back with my 10-speed or my Rock'em Sock'em Road bike.
Didn't he?
Because the night before Christmas and all through the house, my mother was screaming at Benoit Benjamin.
Did you know that he actually checked into a game? He didn't have his shorts on underneath, Trace?
That's why I love my father so much. Who else does that? But Benoit Benjamin. Benoit. We used to think that Freeman McNeil was my biological father, but later on my aunt told me, no, Benoit is your father. I used to think,
I didn't know if you were done. I'm just letting you go. I'm just letting you go.
I love that.
How do you think you would have been?
These dudes out.
How do you think you would have been as a sportscaster if you were on SportsCenter?
Man, I think I would have been just a step above Howard Cosell.
Really?
Yeah, Howard Cosell. Look at Tracy Morgan. Look at his face.
You would have kept it real, though?
I would have kept it gully. I would have kept it in real deal Holyfield.
How do you think you would have been doing the highlights?
I'd have been great. I would have been pointing out things that people don't point out, like spats on cleats.
Yeah.
I love spats.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be like my father, Benoit Benjamin. I want to check into a game with no shorts on. What do you think? I coach a little league team. I coach a little league basketball team, 8 to 12 biddies. I got ejected twice last year. They call me the Black Bobby. They call me
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight. I threw a Gatorade bucket on the floor. But check this out. I got a Super Bowl commercial coming on.
You do.
Third quarter. So
you're the star of it?
Yes, I'm the star. Mio Fit. We got it right here. We changing the game with this right here.
What is that?
Check this out. It's called Mio Fit.
Yeah.
It's a customizable sports drink. Holla at me. You work up a sweat. I got a commercial. First commercial.
Yeah.
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Beyonce is opening up for me.
Yeah.
Not bad for a kid that went to public school 59, right?
What does that do for you?
Not bad for a kid that came out of that district in Brooklyn.
What's that do for you, Tracy?
Well, it has. Well, you put it in as a customized sports drink. You can even put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You work up a sweat. You just throw it in your water. Boom. And you got electrolytes back in your body. You got B vitamins.
Good to go.
Yeah, you got no calories.
Are those real?
I'm always looking for something with no calories. You know, I'm always looking for something to drink. I don't want to drink like lemonade and stuff like that.
You're built like Pearl Washington.
Yeah, I know, man. That's because of this meal.
Like a John Bagley.
I know. Low to the ground. And I got a crossover like AI. Practice. I like that. So, yo, I got my one impression.
Okay.
Of Vince Lombardi.
All right.
Want to hear it?
Yep.
What the hell is going on out there?
Hey.
23 blasts, let's bust this thing wide open. Yeah. Vince Lombardi, my biological grandfather.
He's
we thought it was Charlton Heston.
It's Mio Fit
Chuck
Liquid
Heston.
Water Enhancer. He's Tracy
Yes,
Morgan.
Holler at me. Mio, check out the commercial. Go out and get this drink, man. It's good.
Thank you, Trace.
Thank you,
Good
Dan.
to see you.